Still in Lagos State, government says a meeting with the Joint Drivers Welfare Association of Nigeria over the ongoing strike by drivers has been scheduled for Wednesday. This follows the commencement of a 7-day boycott by the association over alleged extortion by the management of the motor parks and garages in the state. The development had left many commuters in the state stranded on Monday, while there was a hike in fares by available transporters. Now the Lagos State government says it's looking into the demands of the association with a view to finding permanent solutions. In a statement, Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation, Shola Giwa, noted that the outcome of Wednesday's meeting will be made known to the public. He, however, urged members of JDWN to continue their daily routine without fear of molestation and intimidation, as security agencies have been directed to maintain law and order. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Police Command says 8 domestic workers have been brought in for questioning in connection with the death of Ifeanyi, the son of David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido. The State Police Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Hundeyin, says, quote, Ifeanyi's death is confirmed and Davido's domestic workers have been brought in for questioning, and anybody found not culpable will be allowed to go immediately, end of quote. Mr. Hundeyin said the domestic workers' narrations would assist the command in ascertaining the circumstances surrounding the death of the 3-year-old boy. He said anyone not found culpable would be released immediately, adding that the ones found culpable of negligence would be held back to assist the command in the ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, the entertainment industry and Nigerians are still reeling in the shocking news of the death of Ifeanyi Adeleke, son of popular singer, award-winning and global music icon Davido, and his fiancée, Chioma Rowland. It was gathered that the first son of the artist died on Monday at his father's residence in Banana Island area of Lagos State. The grief-stricken celebrities, both at home and abroad, have taken to the social media handles to commiserate with Davido and Chioma. Away from Lagos State, the police authority has commenced a retreat and conference for senior officers in Owerri, Imo State capital. The conference will, among other things, present intelligence that will enable the senior officers evolve strategies for the 2023 elections. Sifon Essien reports.
Senior police officers converge on the Imo State capital, Owerri, for the 3rd conference of the Nigeria Police Force. With the theme, Imperative of a Police Strategic Plan for Peaceful Elections, the leadership of the police is concerned about the security management of the 2023 elections in the country.
The primary agenda has to do with election security governance, while the secondary focus is on internal security management and our policing mandate.
I'm glad that the Nigerian police force has once again demonstrated its leadership role by convening this retreat. There is little time left to adequately prepare to tackle the task ahead.
The conference is coming at a time security and law enforcement agencies are on their toes in the wake of terror alerts issued by foreign diplomatic missions in the country. There are concerns that in the run-up to the elections, there will likely be more factors that will pose threat to security of life and property.
We do appreciate that the countdown to the upcoming general elections may present new sets of security threats, which will undoubtedly further tax our professionalism and operational competence.
We have been involved in all internal security operations and even handling of elections, giving support to the police. And so we feel very strongly that this time around we should be greater support in the light of the experiences that we have.
The host governor of the conference notes with concern the extent of sophistication of criminals.
For some time now, it does seem that the criminals have been armed with sophisticated weapons that have emboldened them to even attack the police not just at the checkpoints, but also at police stations. To be frank, this is unacceptable.
For his part, President Buhari appreciates the enormity of the challenges, but his resolve to tackle the challenges and ensure elections are free, fair, and credible remains intact.
I therefore charge the Inspector General of Police
to sustain his leadership standard that will guarantee a level playing field and secure public space for the citizens to freely exercise their franchise.
With the affirmations, the stakes are now even higher. The issues that would be discussed here would play a key role in shaping the operations of the Nigeria police in internal policing as well as in the run-up to the general elections. Sifon Asian, TVC News, Owerri.
A group, Youth in Politics, has declared support for the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar. The group also took a swipe at the supporters of the Labour Party over alleged cyberbullying and called on Peter Obi to return to the People's Democratic Party. Senior correspondent Jokiadisa reports.
The internet has been agog with posts by supporters of the leading candidates in the 2023 presidential election. And in spite of the peace accord signed by all the candidates in the election, some of their supporters have been at daggers drawn with varying allegations. Founded in 2017, the Youth in Politics says its goal in the forthcoming elections is to mobilize the youths to participate actively. It is also galvanizing support for PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar, the man it calls a unifier. The group, which insists it is apolitical, accuses supporters of the Labour Party of fanning the embers of disorders, especially on social media.
Please desist from insulting or bullying our celebrity executives, because the time is now. The youth should participate in 2023 election. If you are sitting on the fence, know that you are a criminal.
Cyberbullying has become a constant, occurrence, and this has been coming from just one place, what we now call the obedience. But I want to put it on record, and also to call the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, His Excellency Peter Obi, that he should call his people to order.
The group believes 6 months is not enough for Peter Obi to prepare towards winning the election and advises him to retrace his steps and team up with Atiku Abubakar.
Take your stand, and we have taken our stand that Atiku Abubakar is the only person that can unify this country at this time. And also, I would love to tell the leaders and stakeholders of PDP to align with Atiku Abubakar.
In our decision, we chose His Excellency Atiku Abubakar being the only man with the means, plans, and strategic intention with a clear-cut agenda to get Nigeria unified and working again.
Youths in Politics advises the electorate to shun vote buying in the forthcoming elections as it pledges commitment to nation building. Jokiadisa, TVC News, Abuja.
And the Oyo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has inaugurated its 2023 campaign council. The team inauguration is expected to manage the affairs of the presidential and governorship campaigns across the state. Olaido Yowole reports.
As Nigeria prepares for the general election, political parties are all in top gear to ensure victory at all levels. In Oyo State, the chapter of the APC says it will leave no stone unturned to ensure that all its candidates vying for different positions come out victorious come 2023. To ensure this, the party has sworn in members of the campaign team, totaling about 3,333 members that will mobilize voters across the 33 local governments of the state. The Director General of the Council advised the team to ensure an issue-based campaign devoid of violence.
To whom much is given, much is what they expected, so they say. I want to assure citizens and residents of Oyo State that we will run an issue-based, knowledge-driven campaign. Our teaming party members and support groups across the 351 wards of Oyo State have been instructed not to engage in negative campaigns of violence.
Apart from being sincere, people have to work in consonance, in line with the party directive and guidelines. and they should know that we have to work in line also with the Electoral Act of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to assure you that this party is a disciplined party. We have people that are highly intelligent and sensitive.
The All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in the state says the party would provide credible leadership at all levels when elected in 2023.
And so we believe this party would provide very strong leadership from the top to the state. Look at the issue of security, for instance. He couldn't make any commitment. Under the past administration, APC administration, it was zero tolerance. We're saying under our administration, it will be minus zero tolerance. You can take that to the bank.
Members of the campaign council believe that with the cooperation of members and major stakeholders in the party, they would discharge their duties successfully. Olaide Oyewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of the Kogi State House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, has led his constituents to officially welcome Governor Yahaya Bello as special guest for this year's Kaba Day celebration. The governor was also decorated as Ambassador of Kaba Day 2022, scheduled for the 5th of November. Governor Bello, who is also expected to inaugurate the Tinubu Shetima 2023 campaign in Kaba, charged the Speaker and natives to campaign massively for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shetima ahead of the 2023 presidential election.
Our leader, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, will be the next president. Anywhere I am, I distinguish myself. I show my hand, my leg, my body, my soul, everything. I put everything in. Whatever anybody sees that I do for Baba Buhari during his 2 contests, what I will do for Asiwaju now will be multiple times of what I did for Baba Buhari.
We are expecting to see a lot of activities in Kaba Day. We are going to display how prepared we are by voting en masse for his candidates in the next general election, and call on our traditional institution to support us to ensure that we deliver, because the more we vote, the better for us to negotiate for power in the nearest future.
Kaba is the headquarters of Open Land, and what we expect is to showcase our culture and also to let the people know that we must be with the powers that be for us also to negotiate power as we have had, and also to showcase who we are.
In Lagos State, where members of the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria grounded flight operations at the Murtala Mohammed Airport 2 terminal after blocking the entrance gates. The union is protesting what it termed the unprovoked termination of the appointments of 34 aviation workers by operators of the airport terminal by Courtney Aviation Services Limited. The union says BASL management acted at a time when parties were still having discussions and there was nothing to suggest that negotiation had broken down. The Deputy Secretary General of the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Francis Akinjole, says this is not the first time the management of BASL had taken such step in laying off staff after a series of intimidation. The situation has now forced airlines operating within the airport terminal to withdraw flight operations.
For our members by Courtney, we are on the table negotiating with by Courtney management. All of a sudden, the by Courtney management unilaterally sent some of our members out of job. And we felt it is not right because we have an agreement with them. So we felt it would have been better for us, or for them to call us, for us to sit down and negotiate exit pay. Unfortunately, they do that on their own. And the union team feel that it is not right thing to do.
When we were saying no to concession because workers will lose their job, the minister kept saying that no, workers might have lost their job when there was no ICRC. But now, there is a government agency that is midwifing it. There will not be job loss. And we said no, there will definitely be the job loss. You cannot force the farm workers on concessionaires. They said no.
Now let's take you back to the airport where we have some of the protesters who are protesting at the Murtala Mohammed Airport 2, where our senior correspondent Sharon Ejason is bringing us up to speed. Sharon, what more do we know about this protest?
Well, We have workers in their numbers here at MM2 still picketing MM2 at the moment as we speak. We have travelers that have been stranded, but from information I can gather right now, most airlines have diverted their planes to MM1 terminal. So it means that if anyone has to catch a local flight right now, they might not be able to use MM2, but they can be rest assured that they can use MM1 to get to their various destinations, which implies that the impact this protest has had so far is to disrupt the flight itinerary from both the travelers and the airline operators. If you look at the situation we find ourselves here, the workers here are angry that 37 of them have been sacked. And most of the people that were impacted by this action are union members, and that is why they took it upon themselves to actually come out in the open to express their displeasure of 34 of union members relieved of their appointments, including the unit chairman of Bikotni here in MM2.
Has there been any address made by those in authority to address this problem and the kind of difficulties some travelers are actually facing who are caught in the web?
Well, the much that I've seen so far is airline operators sending email messages, text messages to their customers, informing them of flight disruptions and how they can get to their destination in good time. But as for the management of Bikotni, as we speak, there is no update information or reaction to the development that we can see here right now at the gate. The gate has been shut down. You can see that there is a canopy in front of the gate, which means that people cannot go in, no one can come out. So apparently before anyone could even access the MM2 airport today, the workers have been there prepared to ensure that no one goes in, no one comes out. One can also imagine the loss that would have been incurred with this development, owing to the fact that we have other business owners here, from the taxi drivers to those that have other businesses that they attend to for consumers that might need some refreshments and thereabouts here at MM2 Ikeja Lagos.
Sometimes, in some of these kind of protests, we usually have some management those in authority might probably invite the security agencies to manage things, to put things in order. Has there been any semblance of security agents there who are trying to, or maybe any semblance of a problem being caused by some of these protesters, which might
security agencies around? We have the Nigerian police force on ground. We have the naval officers on ground. We have the Nigerian military men on ground. We have so many security agents on ground, ensuring that law and orderliness is being promoted here. We also have some of them trying to ensure that there is free flow of traffic. It was reported earlier on in the day that Ikeja Lagos was filled with traffic. But right now, as we speak, the traffic is a moving traffic. Yeah. Right now. We can see new buses, new armor tank, across parade, trying to survey the environment as we speak. But be rest assured that the traffic has eased out. The workers are protesting, yeah, and businesses are moving on as usual at the Ikeja community. The police officers have been able to ensure that the protesters are allowed to protest, while also we have free vehicular movement across the state.
All right, continue to keep close tabs on this for us. Senior correspondent Sharon Ijason live for us from the Murtala Mohammed Airport too. Thank you. Let's talk health matters. Wife of Ogun State Governor Bamidele Abiodun has flagged off the 2022 Breast Cancer Awareness Program in Abeokuta. The program, organized by the State Ministry of Health, is aimed at sensitizing residents on regular screening and promote early detection. The Commissioner for Health in the state, Tomi Koka, says arrangements are on the way to ensure women across the state get screened.
We are not just raising awareness. As it's our practice, we are offering clinical breast examination in all 20 local governments in the state. and breast scan for women with breast lumps and symptoms suggestive of breast cancer.
We will continue to work with the private sector, government hospitals, and concerned stakeholders to advocate for free mammogram because they are the best way to detect cancer early when it is easier to treat. I encourage our women to please ensure that they always do the following. Know their risk for breast cancer. Know how they can lower their risk. Know their family history. Know when to get a cancer screening and know where to get a cancer screening.
Still in Ogun State, staff of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and residents of the university community have commended the leadership style of the outgoing Vice-Chancellor, Kolawole Salako. They highlighted some of his achievements in office and called on his successor to emulate him. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academics, Christian Ikeobi, noted that the institution has improved in global and national ranking. Representative of the host community said Professor Salako's efforts on job creation for youths would not be forgotten. He also appealed to the government to restore the College of Management Studies back to the institution.
Every segment of the community had a lot of positive development to showcase in the last 5 years. Is it in the area of academics? The university improved in ranking and became number 9, ranked globally, number 9 in Nigeria. Before he took over, the university was ranked number 38 in Nigeria.
He built a very big water capacity dam that probably is going to fetch us employment at Mawuko area. Definitely we will be beneficiary of that project. That is why we are very happy with his administration. So if another VC is coming in, he should please take it over from where the outgoing won't stop it. Or we are begging government that they should please restore management study back to FUNAB.